Good morning, everybody, and a happy Tuesday morning. First thing you should know, there is no royal family video. I made for you guys one of those compilation videos that you guys love so much. And at the end of that, there's a recipe. So you're definitely going to want to follow me over after this video. There are 3 stories in here. We've got Harry popping up. We've got Meghan and her freebies. And, of course, King Charles not being affectionate. So let's jump in and cover everything, shall we? Let's go. To start off, I got another poem, The Ginger-Haired Prince and the Hottie. Here we go. The ginger-haired prince had written a book where he taunted his brother about his looks. "You don't look like our mother," the ginger had said, "and you're steadily losing lots of hair on your head." He forgot about karma, a law that is true. What you give out will come back to you. Jealous Ginger throws insults any way that he can, while his brother is voted world's sexiest bald man. I love it. All right, let's move on. All right, next up, I showed you this, but I'm going to show it again. Unphotoshopped, photoshopped. You see the difference? Big one. All right, one other thing. While they were at that hippie highbrow party, which, by the way, took place in a restaurant, Meghan Markle made the comment that when she met this woman whose party it was, she said, quote, "I was using boxed hair dye when I met her, and people in the crowd started laughing." Okay, a lot of us use hair coloring from a box. When I dyed my hair coloring came out of a box. I'm not a multimillionaire. I don't have $130 every 6 weeks to spend doing my hair. I mean, is she kidding? She's totally tone deaf. She essentially just made fun of every woman in America that dyes their hair from a box because they don't have the money to go to a stylist. She's got to be stupid. All right, let's move on to one of our big stories for today. Here we go. Prince Harry shows up in Vancouver at the Canadian Cup final. Now, he walks out onto the field. I'm sorry, you guys, but there was no great, wow, whoa, it's Harry. No, there was none of that. It was like people didn't even realize that Harry was walking out onto the field. And he was walking next to an Invictus competitor. Now, I want to show you something in case you didn't just see it. We're going to do it really slow. Do you see that thing sticking out of Harry's ear? Because Harry can't come up with something to say on his own. It's ridiculous. Now, this was PR for the Invictus games at a different game, if that makes sense. So Harry walks out onto, I guess you call it the pitch, and he stands next to Amar Doman, I believe is how you say his name. He is the owner of the BC Lions, and he proceeds to present him with an Invictus game jersey. And then, of course, they all stand for pictures. Now, you guys should know that when Harry walked out, as I said, there were no screams, no claps, no, "Oh my God, it's Prince Harry." There was absolutely nothing until they put his face up there and did this big introduction. Prince Harry is in the house. Yeah. Now, you know why Harry did this? Let me show you why Harry did this. This is why Harry did this. Harry loves the camera. Don't tell me that this takes him back to his mother. He loves the attention. He wants to be Prince Harry. He wants people to treat him as he did before he left the royal family. So he left and went to a table because there was going to be an interview. You would have thought he was a sports person. And this is what he said. Watch this.
Prince Harry, the Duke of Sussex and the patron of the Invictus Games, which are coming to Vancouver and Whistler in February, and alongside Wendy, who is competing for Canada at those games. First of all, is both of your first Grey Cup experiences, and what are you looking forward to most?
First Grey Cup, yeah. What are we looking forward to? The game getting started. Let's go.
Hey, we went on for 5 hours.
Wow, words to live by. I'm really looking forward to the game getting started. Let's go. Really? I mean, you would think they would have fed something a little better into that earpiece that he was wearing, you know, which he always seems to wear whenever he has something to say, because unless Meghan's there to tell him what to say, I think he literally is just at a loss for words. Since there's no announcement about how eco-warrior Harry got there, more than likely it was a private jet, just like it was last time he flew to Vancouver with his wife. And as he was walking out, he waved at some people that were standing there, but nobody cheered. Nobody went, "Oh my God, Harry, Harry." None of that. I'm not kidding. And right after that, Invictus Games put up a link for donations. They were given $30 million by Canada, and there's a shortfall. Wonder why? Let's not forget that 2 top executives were removed from their positions when they questioned the shortfall and how the gap was going to be filled. And it was right before that we found out that Germany was essentially splintering off and doing their own thing. And don't forget the Freedom of Information Act that showed that Harry and Meghan used Invictus funds for their hotel, their separate security, clothing, etc. They're using it like a cash cow. And how upset Canadians were on this last visit by private jet to, Canada, because they found out that Canadian funds were once again used for extra police for Harry and Meghan. Remember the last time they were in Canada, the little bit of time they were there, how many millions were taken up by just extra security. Oh, and one other thing, they're giving you the wrong information. Again, misinformation. They're saying that Harry founded the Invictus Games. We already know this, but I'm just pointing it out again. Invictus Games points out it was the Royal Foundation. Correct. When they flew in last time, Invictus paid for a private jet, the whole thing, security, the whole thing, okay? And that was because Invictus claimed that there were funds specifically allocated for Harry and Meghan. So when people donated the money, they said, I want this money to go for anything Harry and Meghan need. Yes, that's what they said. It's a joke. We all know. You guys know exactly what I'm talking about. All right, let's move on to our next story. All right, I had to throw this story in here because remember in The Spare, King Charles is portrayed as this unfeeling, cold man who never showed physical affection and never hugged him. He tried to be better after Diana died, but what he said in The Spare was, and I'm quoting, no hugs, no kisses, no pats, now and then maybe a light touching of cheeks on special occasions. But we also know that that's untrue, okay? There are multiple pictures of Harry growing up where he is clearly getting hugs and kisses and attention from King Charles. He fooled around with the boys, they teased each other, they laughed, they joked, they tumbled, hugs, kisses. So for him to sit there and say that, his father treated him badly is such crap. It was during the Platinum Jubilee that we saw Charles being so nice with Prince Louis. Of course, we've seen pictures of him through the years with his grandchildren. And you don't go from being, unaffectionate to affectionate from your children to your grandchildren. I mean, come on. It's extremely obvious that Harry was unable to wipe the web. You can't undo history. Charles was an affectionate father. And they're also saying, by the way, that whenever the kids would hear Charles coming, after the separation, that the kids would literally run out to greet him. The king himself even said hugs were good and was giving hugs to people that approached him and wanted hugs. I mean, my God. But in the end, there are so many pictures of Charles hugging and kissing Harry on multiple occasions. Harry's claims have been completely debunked when these photos show up. Hugs, kisses, during royal duties, before royal duties, on private time, on vacation. I mean, give me a break, guys. Just give me a break. Even at Charles' 70th birthday, there was a photograph of them in a loving hug at that time. There's no way around it. Harry can try to rewrite history till he's blue in the face, but you can't. I'm not going to lie, I feel really sorry for Charles. Charles loves his son. He still has pictures of his son up all over the place. And just to think of the way his son has treated him and the things he said about him and the things he said about Camilla and William, I just don't think there's a way back. All right, let's move on to our last story. All right, and this last story I had to touch on. The ex-U.S. ambassador to Germany, can you imagine this? Said that, quote, Meghan Markle is the classic American woke progressive. She doesn't want to do the work, but is outraged she doesn't get the freebies. They're calling her, again, the Diva Duchess, because remember, she's got a lot of double standards. They're saying that Meghan is, remember, meticulously curating gift packages filled with a selection of her favorite things in jam to send to those of the who-whos with Hollywood. So basically, this is what's wrong with Hollywood, is what people are saying. She's rattling on about the needy and the disadvantaged, but sending her pals gift baskets that could put a homeless person in a modest house. Exactly. This is no different than Harry going on and on about the carbon footprint and Travelist while he takes private jets everywhere. And as a result, they're saying people can really see through them now, and they can see where they've told a lot of lies, and they've got this terrible, endless moaning. Money is difficult. Gas prices are high. I've said it to you before. They have a mansion with 16 bathrooms. They're close to the ocean. They have two, healthy children, and still they're moaning. On top of that, they're saying now that their advocacy work is, quote, painfully hollow. They've separated their working relationship. Nobody's really seen them in public, which is fueling speculation about their private life. And of course, now they have to deal with Trump and possible deportation. This is just getting worse and worse for them. Oh my God. Remember, no royal family video today. You're not going to want to miss the compilation I made for you in video 2. Oh my God. All right. The link is in the description box, so click it and follow me over after you've left your comment and you've hit the like button. All right, let's go.